All right, and we are welcome back. It is time for part two, the villain side of the Saban era. Also got some
Yes.
pretty interesting stuff here.
Yeah. Now let me get the. Oh, I just burped. I just had some seltzer. This guy, Scorpius.
Yes, the big bug himself.
How many? He was in like 3 episodes, right?
I think he actually managed to stick around for the first probably 10 episodes. Um, Give me a minute and I'll actually check that, but I'm pretty sure that he was actually the main villain for I think the first, I want to say first half, but that's a little longer than I think. So probably the first 10 episodes
I,
seems about right.
I know by the time Magna Defender died, he was around,
Hmm.
right?
Well, that makes sense. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I forget what episode that was. Um, but he's just kind of there.
Yeah. It's for all intents and purposes, we all know Drakina is the real villain. Everyone considers Drakina the real villain of Lost Galaxy, and for good reason.
Yeah, he's just kind of a technicality. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. Neutral evil.
Yeah, he's pretty neutral evil, not really chaotic, not really particularly good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he actually stays around for quite a while. He's still showing up all the way through at least episode 22.
Huh.
Yeah, check the specifics here. But
I guess I just
yeah, he's
I
because
just remember him dying like a lot earlier. Um,
yeah, that's how insignificant he is. Because even in episode 22, that's when episode 21 is actually she's training with Villamax in that episode. That's when their actual training begins. So that means that Scorpius would still be alive at that point.
Sorry for the noise. I'm drinking seltzer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
I think he dies somewhere between episode 21 and 24. That's what it seems to me, judging by the footage that I'm checking.
all right. Let's check Trakina.
Yeah, he seems to die in the beginning of episode 22.
22. Right.
And the other big bug, Drakina.
Trakina.
Yeah, Trakina, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
okay. Again, we're going off of her whole entire, I guess, character history here because Shakina's revenge, like it's still in the Saban era, so I'm gonna
Even
pop that
kind
in.
revenge, I'd say she stays pretty solidly in just the neutral evil camp. She's not
Right.
really,
Well, she
yeah.
borders on chaotic, like once the whole she
Well, anyone who sort of has the I'm not going to follow this particular person always seems to have a bit of an inclination to border on chaotic, but not always.
no, but
But yeah,
she kind of goes insane like after her fusion with or
oh yeah. After she fuses with Deviant,
yeah,
which
that's
could almost be considered a slightly separate character, but I get what you're saying. But pretty much, I'd say for her primary character, she's neutral evil. Once fused with Deviant, she's closer to chaotic, though still I'd say neutral. Um, I would say though, since she spends the majority of the series on neutral, I would say we would just leave her on standard neutral.
fine. Even though her last two appearances would kind of differ that whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not really good at like making like these like good shapes.
Mhm.
If you could tell, these are all mismatched. Let's see who else. I mean, I think I got all the villains here. Speaking of Deviat,
Daviot, definitely chaotic evil, much more in it for himself, and willing to use treachery and stuff like that.
right? I was kind of
I
like,
don't
sorry, go ahead.
I don't know if I would say he's more chaotic than I would say like the main person he gets compared to of Darkonda from the season before.
No,
Darkonda
he's a lot
definitely
more
more,
orderly and
yeah.
you know, I was kind of
Yeah.
like assumed that he was ex Machine Empire.
Yeah, that's why I think there's honestly a good bit of credence to that, simply because he's just a robot.
Well,
It's
also
like,
he's regal. He's a regal robot.
yeah, he definitely. I think the idea of him being ex Machine Empire is definitely an excellent argument, especially since we know from later on that there were still elements of the Machine Empire kicking around all the way through to
Lost
Jungle Fury.
Wild Force,
Yeah, sorry, Wild Force.
which we will get to.
Yep.
We will
Um,
get to.
I would say he's sort of. I put him in chaotic evil, but bordering more towards neutral. But so like still, I would say still chaotic, but more. You know. Then again, is it possibly to say that he's actually more just neutral evil, but since he's constantly compared with Villamax, he just ends up looking chaotic?
Um, I mean, maybe.
We'll leave him chaotic now. I think
For the
for
time
now,
being, yeah, let's do that.
and Villamax is right next to him.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Now, Villamax, another excellent example of a lawful evil character.
Definitely.
Uh,
He
once, once again, a different sort of lawful evil than his immediate predecessor of Ecliptor,
right.
and in a very good way, I'd say.
No, I totally get that.
Yeah, like I find it cool that like even though it's clearly like Lost Galaxy definitely borrows a lot of stuff straight from in space, but
they use it in a different way.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They
They
use it
like
like
put
in like just a way like it's not a carbon copy. It's very much its own thing.
yeah, he definitely has a very clearly different personality than Ecliptor.
And
Like
different
I think,
motives with Trakina than Ecliptor did with Astronema.
yeah, like the interesting thing about Ecliptor is that for the most part, I don't really think he has like that much of a personality outside of care for Astronema and serve Dark Spectre. While Villamax definitely has a defined personality.
Right. Totally.
Mm-hmm.
And also like I kind of just like the idea that the Boom comic suggested that he just constantly is just like getting sloshed by the bar there. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I think so.
Where you
Yeah.
like where the Omegas are on Onyx and like, you know, he's just kind of sitting there just taking drinks, not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
he's been there the entire time.
yeah.
for 5 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just completely ignored all the stuff with Dark Spectre because it wasn't his thing.
Yeah. Just straight 5 years of drinking at a bar. You know, that's Yeah, I could see that.
Maybe it was the bouncer.
Nah.
I guess he's Merrick before Merrick.
Or a good version of Merrick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a good evil version of Merrick.
Yes. As opposed to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Um. All right. Let's.
Captain Mutiny.
Yes. The name so why like his name doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like because he's the one that they'd be mutinying against.
Yeah, like I get pirate term and pun, but like that doesn't really work. He can't be a
Because
captain if he's involved in a mutiny. That's sort of
maybe he got his captainship by mutineering.
but it's still an oxymoron by the time you become captain.
I guess, unless he was the captain of the mutiny.
But once you become like captain proper,
Yeah.
what?
I
Like,
want to put him.
Sorry, go ahead. Like an interesting part about Captain Mutiny, he was the main villain in the Sentai.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm pretty sure I knew that from somewhere.
And like this, like the Swabbies were the main foot soldiers.
Yeah, which is kind of sad. The Swabbies have one of the honestly worst designs for foot soldiers.
Well, that's why they were replaced.
Yeah,
That's like why.
They're just unpleasant to look at.
Yeah, it's just a couple of guys in
Flesh colored spandex.
yeah, well, orange.
Yeah.
Orange.
Yeah.
Like orange skin suits with
Yeah.
wearing shorts. I don't know, man.
So,
but kind of like it's just kind of like a cute thing that I haven't seen Giga Man, but like a funny thing that happened in Gokaiger is that sorry, last tangent, I guess, like this, that we're not even talking about the character, but we'll see. Maybe you'll make one, maybe I'll make another one. That like the Gokaigers were going to, ask, do stuff with the Ginga men, and they were like, hey, they fought against space pirates. And we're space pirates. Let's get him a box of donuts to make sure that we're cool.
That's great. That is utterly great.
Yeah.
Power Rangers needs to take more cues like that. Power Rangers should have just taken a lot of cues from Gokaiger, but that's beside the point.
Well, that would be another discussion. Believe me.
Oh, yeah.
That would be another discussion.
So
neutral evil. No, chaotic.
Yeah. Well, because he's a pirate, people automatically assume pirate, chaotic, evil. But
no, he enslaves the entire. He has absolutely no. I don't know. Go ahead.
I don't know. I feel more neutral evil simply because I don't feel like he's actually chaotic enough to be that's the thing. A lot of the big bads fall into neutral simply because you need to have some governing principles for you to be in command.
Fair.
It's a shame because it would have been fun for him to be as chaotic evil tend to think more laughing maniacally, just having a blast at being evil.
Right.
More these I'm evil because it gets me results. You know what I mean?
No, I get that.
So yeah. So I would say neutral evil.
All right, neutral evil it is.
Yeah, I think it's just because, as I said, the pirates have the stereotype of being evil. But it's let's be honest, if he was an evil naval commander, his character wouldn't change that much, I don't
Well,
think.
probably not. But pirates are pirates, and they
Yeah.
have they're like
But
known
it's
for
like,
being like sea barbarians essentially.
yeah. But it's like when you're like essentially the law in that part of the galaxy, you're technically not really pirates anymore.
Right. I guess other notable thing about him, he has a giant T Rex that he controls with his ship,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
I mean,
I love the introduction of Mike on the screen. Ship approaching, vessel approaching, sir. What kind of vessel? Well, it's a castle on a dinosaur.
I love it. I,
You wanna
I love what
you
Power
wanna put
Rangers
that?
just. I love what Power Rangers did stupid shit, but like that's cool at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Psycho Pink. I only really put her in here because reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Psycho Pink, like last time, her
chaotic
personality
evil.
hasn't. Yeah, chaotic evil.
Yeah, I just I kind of I would have felt weird if she wasn't in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If anyone has a Psycho Pink legacy figure that's in good condition, lightning figure that's in good condition, I'd buy it off of you. I'm serious.
Price.
They didn't have like a normal release for that because for some goddamn reason they didn't have a normal release for that. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
eventually in like a billion years when they run out of MMPR figures.
Maybe.
After
Um,
10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to release Psycho.
Psycho Pink. Give me a moment. I'll be back.
Sure.
And I'm back.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Um,
Next is Lightspeed Rescue.
yep. Queen Banshira.
Yeah,
Um,
yet another one with like not really any personality.
yeah, which is weird because like she actually like shows up and sticks around for a surprisingly long period of time. Which is kind of weird. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like I think she gets revived relatively early, like episode 20 or something.
really?
Yeah.
I know she doesn't like do massive damage until like the end.
Yeah, well, she doesn't like regenerate her body until like then.
Right. Yeah, she's mostly just hawking orders at at her demon underlings, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's it. And she just gets upset and steals the star power from her son.
Yeah.
Uh,
First her general, and then just gives it to her son, and it's like, no, doesn't he doesn't get this either.
yeah, but yeah, neutral. I'd say just because
Yeah.
we don't really know
Yeah.
much about her. If she was
Huh?
more developed, maybe like we might like change. I don't know. I might change my mind on her, but
Yeah. Well, I don't see her honestly getting very much development.
it's due to her nature, like the nature of like how she was orchestrated as a villain.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, if they had a backstory for her, that would be
She's essentially just a very much like very much like Dark Spectre before. She's pretty much just exists to be I am force of evil.
she's the end game boss, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next I'm scrolling all around to find next Lightspeed villain. Uh, Diabolico.
One second. Diabolical. I would say he's either. Would you say he? I would say maybe neutral, boring on Lawful.
That definitely, because well, he does kind of rebel against her towards the end.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is, you could make the argument that he rebels against her because of principles, which is kind of interesting.
Fair.
Um,
Also, really dig
like
his design.
yeah, he's a. Yeah, I actually didn't notice until like now that he's like got like a face on his like chest and it's like
You never noticed
like
that?
I don't know. It's been a while since I actually like looked at him, but it's like he's got the face on his chest, but it's like actually integrated well into his design. That's not just like, oh, my face is a chest. It's like no, it actually looks kind of like proper armor.
Right, but it's clearly it's clearly like part of his body though,
Mm-hmm.
which is nice. I
Yeah.
he looks
So I,
he looks like an awesome looking demon. That's
I will admit though that his shoulder horns always kind of made me think of dryer piping.
no, I totally get that. Because like yeah, they extend in like such a way where you like they look
That's like
like
if you,
they look like
they're like,
foil. I get it. Yeah.
yeah, they look like metallic foil.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this guy like looks like he could easily like fit in a Mega 10 game like very easily. Uh he looks like a demon.
Yeah, which is exactly what
Which
he
is what
is.
he's supposed to look like, which is nice.
Good job.
Yeah. And I'm not saying he's like the most developed character, but like for Lightspeed standards,
Yeah, he definitely has more of a personality than Loki.
who's that?
He's like the other main. He's like the main general. Like even though Diabolical technically ends up being just a general, he is like the big
Oh,
fat.
the big tough guy.
And that would make you, no doubt, the big, tough, stupid one. You take that back or I'll kill you! All right, you're not tough. That's better!
Wait, didn't you?
Give him a minute. Hey!
The dumb tough
Yeah.
guy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's like that's literally his entire personality, from which just begins and ends like right there. It's like
Yeah.
strange enough, Lightspeed, like the Saban era, generally was excellent on its villains, except for Lightspeed.
Lightspeed, like the whole idea of it was it's supposed to be generic and sort of
Back to
samey.
basics. Yeah,
Like it's supposed to be like the safe season.
pretty much.
Yeah.
That's really what it ends up being. It ends up being like the perfect example of like an average season of Power Rangers.
But like the most at like not bad, but vanilla.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Like it doesn't like go like either way with it. I mean, sometimes it does really stupid things. Don't get me wrong. Like all of Chad shit is very stupid. but just like everything surrounding Chad is stupid. But aside from that, it's a very like competent show.
Yeah, it's competently made for the most part. It's just that it's like it is a real shame because it's like you look at it surrounding it, it's like like even though Scorpius is nothing to write home about. In the previous season we had Drakina, Trakina, Deviat, and Villamax, Drakina, Villamax, Deviat. It's like all have like their own defining good personalities. And even Scorpius, even though he didn't really do much, still had a somewhat of like he had notable things about him.
He's like he's just generic space conqueror, honestly, I find.
Yeah. And then it's like the next season after that, as we'll get into soon, we had like, let's be honest, Time Force. If Time Force really had one thing going for it, it was its villains.
Well, two.
Yeah. Yeah, it's two main villains.
Yeah.
And then it's like even Wild Force, which is like you debate what you want, we both consider it part of the Saban era, even though Disney owned it at the time.
Right. Well, we I think we said that in the first one. Watch our first one.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Well, I mean, this is probably going to be part of part 2, but whatever. The first, whatever.
Yeah, but if there's one thing that's like Wild Force did excellently, as we'll get into, it's the villains it had were handled, pretty well.
Like really, Wild Force does a lot of really good things.
Yeah,
it has higher highs than lower lows. I'll give it that. I'm saying, but like a lot of the lower lows are Max, Danny, and Princess Shayla.
And
Merrick is kind of no. Merrick and what's her face are just there. Well, I always forget what her name is.
And Animus.
Animus, I'm neutral on. I don't get the hate. I get the hate behind him, but like it's. I'm very neutral. Like I kind of get the whole point that they were trying to tell with Animus.
I get the point. I don't think it was executed very well.
Probably not. Maybe I should have put Animus in for the. Oh, I should have put Animus on here.
I don't even know where I'd put Animus.
Lawful
maybe I'd put him as like a lawful.
Yeah, lawful good.
I would actually put him into neutral. Really?
Huh.
Yeah, because even though he's the protector of the Wild Zords, he doesn't really seem to care really more for good or evil that much, so much as protecting the planet.
Well, that is his that is the good that he, you know what I mean. Whatever. I really should have put him on here.
I guess.
No, because I put like dumb characters on here for like dumb reasons, but like Animus is actually like like he has plot relevance throughout the series.
Yeah.
That's I'm not gonna dig through it and just dump him here now, but like whatever. Yeah, let's just
get to him, but it's like Lightspeed really did kind of suffer in the villain department. In just like terms of characterization and all that. Everyone in that season is pretty bland, with the exception of like characters that they deliberately went out of their way to not make bland. Like Joel.
Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Ryan and Captain Mitchell, and that's it. I mean, Carter Carter, I feel like works the best as a bland character.
Yeah, because that plays archetypal strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did we decide? Neutral or lawful?
I would say neutral, bordering on lawful.
Sure. All right. Let's get into Olympius. Which I kind of always want for some reason misremember his name as like Imperious.
Yeah, well, I think that's just because it's really easy to
Because like his first form is Impus, right? So like why don't you just name him Imperious, like a Pokemon evolution, right? Keep the naming, like, you know what I mean? Like that would be like, I don't know, like Empire, or whatever. I don't know. That's just like a thing.
I would also say neutral evil.
Yeah, no, pure neutral. He's very much a stock. I like what they were trying to do with him.
Yeah, like the whole rivalry between him and Diabolico.
Not just that, he's like the bratty rich kid, and he thinks that everything kind of, should come to him, and then that kind of gets him killed in the end.
Yeah, the fact that his mother just absolutely doesn't really care. It's like just like I don't care, just like whatever like gets my plans done. I think at one point she actually like threatens to like remove the star power from him and give it back to Diabolico simply because she thinks like is like not working for him.
Right. Well, I think he does that I think she does that like twice.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if the parallel was like the parallel was intentional between that her her and the Mitchells. I know that I know that in the Sentai the parallel was a family of demons and a family of rescue workers.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was like the whole thing.
Yeah.
And they did borrow some elements from the Sentai into like whatever, but I need to watch Go-Go 5. I should watch it. It seems like something I would enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I need to check it out. I've seen the first episode, I think.
like like some of the intense imagery from Lightspeed, I feel would probably work a lot better there.
Probably.
But, yeah. But
yeah,
just neutral, evil.
Yeah. I think that says something once again about Lightspeed. That's like the most memorable villain from Lightspeed is the one who, you just shift him like half a alignment point to the side, and it's like it makes him instantly more memorable.
Right. Well, he's not the most memorable villain, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah.
Jinxer is I consider him like a more involved version of Finster.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like also he has like clear motivations.
Yeah.
Like unlike Finster, who's just kind of like just
wants to create stuff.
He clearly is very much
like part of the demon's cause and stuff.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing is that like he had the whole thing where it's like he ends up becoming very loyal to
Olympius.
Yeah, Olympius, and like deliberately helping him, which is kind of cool.
I like the fact that he has big goofy gloves.
Yeah. Yes, dude. Mickey Mouse gave me these.
Well, he is I'm assuming he Mickey Mouse probably was spawned in some sort of hellish corner anyway. Disney is the true master of the dark arts. But I
also do love the way that's like they summon monsters by just as someone described it, throwing Magic the Gathering cards into a big monster mouth and then saying an incantation.
Well, I was gonna make like a Yu-Gi-Oh joke there.
Go ahead.
That's it. Like I was gonna make like, oh yeah, no, he like just really into Yu-Gi-Oh.
Pretty much. Like who makes those cards? Like, does he just have a deck of cards? Because I think like he actually runs out of them at one point. So is he actually making the monsters, or does he just have like a whole bunch of like monsters that's like are trapped as cards that he's like just bringing?
Wait, is he after the Advent deck also?
Probably. Which one?
Jinxer is the next common writer.
Oh, now we know where the Advent Master, why he was frozen when he got to Earth. He was Jinxer ambushed him.
Yep.
For those of you who don't know, go watch Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. Kind of weird and got some weird weird cinematography, but pretty fun. And it's like, a American show that's tokusatsu, that's relatively modern, that's not Power Rangers.
And I think it's all on YouTube anyway, not officially, but whatever. I have not watched Ryuki or Dragon. Well, I watched one episode of Dragon Knight, so I wouldn't.
I actually have the Figma figure for Kamen Rider Onyx.
Yep. Didn't you talk to Dragon Knight's actor about that at Morphicon?
Oh yeah. There was some talk of it coming, of them making like some sort of reboot or something, but yeah, he was there. That was cool.
Yeah.
One of the fun things he told us about was that the actor they had playing his doppelganger was actually like an older guy, like much older.
Well, like his suit actor, you mean?
No, like they had like apparently like the guy playing the Ventaran version of him is actually like when they're on screen together is actually like an old like a guy, like he had like tons of makeup on or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Dragon Knight like super well, but I know like it's a big hit in Japan.
Yeah, it's because like that's the weird thing about
because
like,
they just they love Kamen Rider there like so much that like they like take literally anything. I know they love SPD in Japan also.
Yeah.
For like those who've actually watched it.
Yeah. Like for the funny thing about like the Figma figure I have is Bandai may have the license in America, but what it is that the Figma figure I have is specifically a Kamen Rider Dragon Knight series figure.
Yeah, it's not Ryuki. It's
not Ryuki. But it's made by Figma, not Bandai. And the way that happened was essentially Figma, Bandai has the rights in America, but Japan.
Well, Bandai has the rights in Japan also, but they just for some reason like there was like a weird thing where Dragon Knight specifically didn't get.
Figma was able to get the Japanese the license to produce toys for the Japanese versions of the show in Japan, which is
weird.
Very weird, but they made an excellent set of figures.
Yeah, Figma does do better stuff than figure art, like 9 times out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
yeah.
Back to the action.
Yeah, I'd say probably neutral evil, just because nowhere else to put him.
He's not like Finster, where there's arguments and characterization to be made to put him into the neutral wrong. I don't think he's actually.
No, he's not. He's very much for the cause and whatever. But he's not like like a toady or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely has his own motives when he wants to have them.
Mm-hmm.
I know, you know what I mean. So it's like neutral evil kind of fixed, but he doesn't make enough of a ruckus to like put him into like anywhere else.